sweet, sweet memories you gave.
Hi, and thanks for coming to watch this video from Carolina Varsity. We're covering the Western Region 4A playoffs, and we got a well of a ball game here of number 2 Dudley coming to play number 2 Charlotte Catholic.
Me and Brandon will be at this game, and I am excited to be at this one, boy, I tell you. All right, your unsung heroes for Catholic, number 81, wide receiver John Newman. I hadn't heard much about him like we did last year, but he's a guy you can't forget about. Great hands, runs good routes. And yes, I am talking about a Catholic wide receiver. Yeah, he's good. For Dudley, it is going to be number 11, running back Zariq Rush. He is the home run threat for these guys, one of the 2,000-yard backs that they have. He gets in open space. He can be dynamic with the football. And Catholic's going to have to know where he is lined up when he is in the football game.
So if he just, since you called him out, he's got 1,036 yards and 9 TDs on the season. So, yeah.
Now, last week, Catholic defeated East Forsyth at a good game, 28-24, up at East Forsyth. While Dudley defeated Davie 54-30, it was a close game for 3 quarters, and then Dudley just kind of took over that fourth quarter and moved on to the next round. Look at it on the field for the Catholic offense. They're facing another talented secondary. A lot of guys have offers and committed to schools on the D1 level. I think you got to test their discipline early on. Use some play action and kind of use that to ease up the way Dudley's going to react to that run game that Catholic has. Catholic defensively, Dudley has 2 big wide receivers, both like 6'3", 6'4" on the outside.
Yep. And
those could be a problem for Catholic. That's not something they see a lot of. I think they're going to have a plan for the jump ball situations. And they got to keep Hendon Hooker in the pocket in passing situations, because he's a guy, if he can break the pocket, 3rd and long, he can scramble for first downs and really create havoc with his legs when they got to throw the football. Conversely, for Dudley, they got to find a way to pass protect against 4 down linemen consistently when they throw the football. If that's successful, that can force Catholic to blitz. And if you got Catholic to blitz with these kind of athletes, and you can open up space, and you can really put Catholic in some trouble situations. Dudley defensively, assignment and discipline. 100% conviction in everything you do. I think you got to load up for the run, have your secondary plays pass first, no matter what you see, based off of formation and tendency, because this coaching staff is really good. And they showed that last week against East Forsyth. And this is another situation where Dudley probably has more talent, but Catholic's got a great coaching staff. And Dudley does too. And that's why I'm excited to see this football game and really see the strategy between both of these teams play out.
Yeah, I think, first of all, last season they met in the Western Region Finals.
Yep.
And Catholic won that ball game 17-8. One of the things when I was looking down, first I was kind of looking at some, just pulled some players and looked at highlights and such. And then I started looking at their grade level and, of course, their size. And it started becoming very apparent that a lot of their key players are seniors now. So they were, key components in that game last season. And now here they are. We talked a little bit a minute ago off camera. I heard revenge factor being brought up. Hooker, you mentioned him. Man, he's 6'5", 212. He throws a nice ball. He can pass. Well, the kid can also, and he's thrown for 2,283 yards, but he also can run. He's rushed for over 1,000. So he has thrown for 24 TDs, and he's ran for 23.
Good gracious.
So he's accounted for a lot of their offense. They are a heavy rush team, though, from plays. But from yardage, they're heavy. They're still pretty heavy with the rushing yards, too. You mentioned, so let's see here, just a couple of other players. Ezra Perkins, he has 1,336 yards, 8 TDs.
Yep.
He's also got 3 TDs through the air, 183 yards. They don't throw to him a lot, but he's had like 8 on the season. We mentioned Zariq. Thomas Young, he's got a balance of 465, 5 TDs rushing, and 632 receiving, and 8 TDs. All right, and then some big guys that we were looking at for Dudley. And, man, as you know, Matt, they got a bunch of big guys.
Oh, yeah.
Number 55, DeQuarrie Wilson, 6'3", 292. And what I saw there, 40 pancakes. And I looked at some highlights because I'm really questioning what some of these coaches are calling pancakes. Mm-hmm. Every one I saw was a real pancake, driving a man, taking him to the ground. Yeah. Number 56, Bryson Speed, 6'5", 265.
Shit.
42 pancakes. So, man, they got some big guys on that offensive line. Austin Williams, a 6'3", 208 defensive end, 88 tackles, 39 solo, 23 tackles for loss, 20 sacks, and 23 hurries.
I don't know what number is more impressive there.
That's a good all-around defensive player. Big guy, kind of as I mentioned before, a wide receiver type body, it looks like.
Yeah.
We spoke a lot about Dudley because we know so much about Catholic. You guys that from Dudley, it's going to be almost the same Catholic team you saw last year, except for this year, they throw the ball a lot more. So the big difference between Catholic last year and this year is they will hit you with the pass more.
Yeah.
Not just that sneaky tight end down the seam stuff that they throw at you.
Yeah, we talking about 5 and 7 step drop pass.
Exactly. So that's the one thing you're going to see different out of them. I noticed that number 20, he was not in the ball game last week in stats. We really like him. He's got nice hands. Yeah. He runs out there at wide receiver. Yes, wide receiver. They do split out, and he runs go routes. So these are things we don't normally see out of Catholic that you're going to see a little bit different. So beyond the fact of their run game and that discipline, they can throw the ball. Yep. So I think, man, this is going to be a tough ball game.
It's going to be a great game to watch.
I think it's going to be an awesome
And
game.
I saw Brady Burgers over 2,000 yards passing. When was the last time Catholic had a 2,000-yard passer?
Exactly.
Wow.
He's got a QB rating of 143.6. Man, that is awesome. Gracious. So he throws the ball. He doesn't. He's taking care of the ball. He has 2 interceptions on the year, over 2,000 yards, 23 TDs. He's had a good season.
Oh yeah. And that Chase Foley, number 10, has got to watch on defense.
Yep.
Man. He's getting it done.
115 tackles, 58 solo, 7 tackles for loss. Having a great year, man.
And we said that the Catholic linebackers are going to be a weak spot, and they haven't.
They filled in.
Yeah,
because they were graduating from that, and they filled in. In 82, you're going to see that kid a lot. Man, he's a good ball player. Yes, sir. Yeah. He's had 11 sacks, 51 tackles. I hope these are updated stats from last week. He may have a few more than this. I don't remember if I updated this or just copied and pasted from last week's game. But 82 is a fantastic ball player as well.
Yep.
And sometimes they'll put him in. He has played tight end. So if they're going to run a double tight for any reason, they run out that T formation for some reason, which that's another thing is whether they run T, wing T, or do some of this spread stuff. He's a good athlete. So the report, what does the report think we're going to have? Well, the report thinks we're going to have a very, very tight ball game. 30-26, Dudley is what the report is predicting. So,
report saying payback.
Yep, the report is saying payback. So Page is going to get that Dudley's going to get their payback. So it'll be interesting.
We'll be there.
All right.
It'll be on Periscope too, so check it out.
Come tell us what you think. And after the game, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks.
Some joy,
Sweet, sweet
memories
you gave
made of this.
can't beat the memories you gave me.
Don't
Sweet, sweet